Good evening, folks. I had to bring my Mariposa back up because apparently it is the base of our witch's hat. I had completely forgotten. As you saw earlier, I went ahead and did some cleanup around the tip of our hat. I'm going to work on more of the hat. I am missing another piece. Not used to having the glassine available, so I have to get used to having it available. And we're just gonna do our base. So I did some cleanup up there. I might get back up there and do some other stuff, but right now I want to get some more of this hat base in. This glassine will help me be able to move around as necessary, apparently. If I feel I need to go back up here to do a little bit more underneath this piece, I will just be able to put a piece over the parts I've already worked. And yeah, exciting stuff, right? But I'm also not expecting to do much talking. I suspect that with so few people coming by, there's just not that much interest in what I have to say. And since I'm doing most of the art for myself anyway, we'll just go with probably not a lot of talking on these videos in the future. I'm just going to continue to enjoy myself. And post because I enjoy it. That's going to be fun. I really want to make that moon silver. We'll see what happens. With such a dark purple next to it, I can see it being a problem. Trying to get it in there. I may have to try to use glue instead of my usual white stuff. Instead of my usual white base. From what I'm seeing so far, the glassine keeps my hand from smudging things around, but it doesn't keep anything from going underneath. Hello, birds. And getting in there, and I have to be very careful about brushing stuff away because those specks stay on. No, don't step in it, please. Hi. She's over here, guys. But I can't let her step in it. I have been arting too. Okay. She is rubbing the phone. I have been arting a bit much for her lately. Stop. I have been paying attention to things other than her too much lately. Hi. No. Hi. Come on over here, babe. Come on. Come on over here. Come on over here. Good girl. Good girl. So you see here where I sketch those in? I am going to try to do that shadowing and wrinkling without actually sketching things in, which makes me a little nervous because, as I discovered on another piece that you guys haven't seen that I'm using to practice on a different kind of paper, I can't scrape up. If I make a mistake, it's down. It's a mistake. It'll stay, unfortunately. Keep reminding myself that I do not need to be as precise as the picture. It's kind of terrible. And the reason I have to keep reminding myself of that is because if I don't, I'll see something as a mistake and I won't work on finishing it, because to me it's not worth finishing if I've screwed it up, which is a terrible way to look at things, but yeah. I am learning. We are on the second section of this session. There might end up being 3. And I gotta say, I don't know what happened overnight, but I'm feeling a bit more confident about this piece, oddly. I'm not sure why that is. I think having found ways to clean up the outside mess, to protect the smudging has helped, but something just, I don't know, the last time we worked on this, and then in the time, well, yesterday is when I worked on it. This last night is when I worked on it. This is the next day. But something just kind of I guess the word might be snapped in place. You know, it wasn't even a very aha moment. It was just something that, uh-oh, here she comes. She hears me talking to you, and here she comes. Anyway, it was just something that's kind of come into place for me somehow, and I'm not sure why that is. The one thing, confidence in my work is really hard for me, especially since I know now that I cannot scrape anything up to try to fix it. It just won't work that way. You guys hear her chirping in the background? Hi, baby. Hi. Please do not play with the lamp. Please do not step on the purple. Please do not. Don't nudge the camera, baby. Come over here. Come over here. Come on. Come on over here. No, stop. 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 You little punk. Come on over here. Yeah. You're fine. You're jealous, but you're fine. Anyway. But I am feeling a little better about working on this piece. I mean, I have figured out a few things on it from other pieces. And, yeah, I'm not quite sure why I feel better working on it now, but I do. Let's just hope that my confidence isn't overreaching, and that not drawing in the lines isn't going to be a problem. I mean, I will probably draw in lines at the end, but for now I can just sort of smudge my stuff in and go from there, and I actually feel okay about it. We'll see how it goes. And putting the glassine in between the pages last night seems to have helped a little bit too. But as you see, the shadow is going to get everywhere, so having a way to fix that is also really nice. I think these purple shadows, I don't know what it is about them that just seem to make more of a mess than the other shadows I work with. Maybe it's because I'm using nothing but purple. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I also weirdly just realized, y'all know I have these 3 different tips on these gel pens, right? Well, I apparently have a set of Staedtler's liner pens that do the same thing. I don't think I've used these. So let's try one. Kitten, no. Now you've got pink on your foot. No. Stop. Stop it. Come here. Swear to God. Jealous girl. Anyway. This is the 0.5. That is a nice line. That is a really nice line. Huh. I also realized last night, because this is such a much more complicated picture, we've got a candle, the books, the coffee mug, the hat, the little leaves, all of that, that I was going to have to change how I was doing my notes. And do separate notes for each section of it. So these notes that I have right now are just for the hat. Learning. And I have listed the palettes and the colors that I'm using from those palettes and how, because this is indeed a much more complicated work than most of the other stuff I've done up to so far. I mean, even more complicated than my fruit. It has more elements. It's more complicated than my hummingbird, even, because there's more elements in it and more for me to keep track of. So, yeah. Wow, that's looking really good for the shadowing right now. Yeah? No, do not come down on the thing again. Swear to God, she gets so jealous of you guys. Anyway. I'm smudging these out. No! 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 Jealous girl. So this is the original picture. I hope you all can see that. Taken liberties. I changed what's going on with the brim of the hat. I've lengthened my candle. I've added a cup of tea. So basically I have the elements of the hat, the books, and the candle, but they're all done different. And I've added the silver moon, and like I said, the cup of tea, made this taller. My hat is slightly different shaped. A lot of that has to do with the way I put it in and how big I made it. And that's another big difference, is that this image is bigger in terms of how much space it's taking up on my paper than most of the others I've done. I think the only one that comes close is the hummingbird. And even it is a little bit smaller and is, like I said, it's just not as complicated. I forgot to hit the record. I had to pause it and I forgot to hit the record. Anyway, I'm trying out. So what I did, I wanted to see how this silver would work on this moon. And if I'm looking at the camera, it looks really good. It looks a little more gray from my position, but I used some of the Wet n Wild white paint pot down, and then I'm using some of this silver on top of that. I ended up with a lot of the Wet n Wild, which is why a lot more of the moon is done than what I was planning. But that came out really nice. And one of the reasons I tried it is because I'm rewriting some of my notes. And I wanted to know if that would work. And it does. I think. I think it works. You'll have to let me know what you think. Does that work? I'm probably going to have to redo it a little bit because, I mean, we're still working on this purple and the purple's getting everywhere. I'm pleased with that, though. get me a bucket load of ColourPop white. Because of the whites I have tried that are powder, ColourPop is the best. I bet it would completely make them go, what the hell? If I did one of their biops and it was nothing but white. But that other white that I have really would not even begin to cover any of this. And you can see the ColourPop struggling down here where I tried to erase, where I already had white on there. So that's a lesson learned. Every one of these is going to have a mistake in it because I'm learning and relearning. And it's kind of sad. I don't know if you guys can see all the differences from the beginning of this point tip to now. But I definitely like it better than it was. It feels like the shading is more natural. The highlighting is more natural. This is going to take quite a bit longer to complete than the bird because I'm not doing it as frequently as the bird. What I might do is when I get the bird done, I might rotate this in as the main project and start another side project. That seems like the way to work to me. That way this one actually has an opportunity to get finished. Instead of going on forever as the side project. It is a more complicated piece, so I expect that it'll also take longer than the bird, even once it's rotated into as a main project. I'll have to think about that. Probably the best way to go. I do suspect that if you haven't gotten bored with it already, you all will be bored with it before the end. Just because there's too much. Yeah? So that's one of the reasons why I have to think about it. Long, complicated pieces. Yes, I am almost done with this little top piece. My hat point. But I am playing around with the colors a little bit. feel like these purples are really challenging me in terms of monochromatic work and helping me work with shadow and light a little bit. Anyway, I think that's gonna kind of be it for the day. I know we've just pretty much worked on this point all day. I will be moving on. I'm sure some of you have figured out that I am nervous about moving on because I'm still doing so much learning. And I actually really like this picture that I put together. You can't see the whole thing, you can just see the tip of the hat. But I do really like this image. And also it's challenging in terms of, you know, I think I've mentioned earlier, the size of it, the complexity of it. At least it's not another bird. Although for those of you who haven't seen it yet, I'm actually a bit excited about our toucan. Honest. Looking forward to that. Anyway, go ahead, and if you haven't done so, do all the YouTube things, like, subscribe, comment down below. I would really love your input as to how you see it going. Doing lots of back and forth looking. This one might be a bit lighter than I want it to be. Yeah. And, you know what we always say, I shall, hopefully, we'll see you later. Bye.